So we're going into part 2 now, and my hands will not be superly tight the way that they were in the first one because I can't see what the hell I'm doing. If I can get this bitch to wrap, we'll be in good shape. Zip it, dog. You're stuck down here because your asshole owner won't ever come and show and do you the fucking justice you deserve. So you just got to deal with it. You're part of the show now, so shut up. Okay. So, I don't know where that metal is, but I can feel it digging into one of my arms. Alright, so now we got problems. If you thought it was easy the first go round, this is where shit gets hard. Alright? As you can see, my hands are bound. Mostly down. And this is my range of motion. Alright? This is my range of motion. I have no range of motion. So, what do? This is where shit gets complicated because you cannot use your arms at all. So my instructions are really simple. A good run is better than a bad stand. Which means if you have somewhere to run, like those two doors right there, that's your exit strategy. Right? Now you have to get there. Alright? So guys coming at you, boom! Now, you put him over that side to your left, so you landed here, that's your target zone. Now you're going to knock him from your right, from your right to your left to your right. Sorry, a little confused there. I'm going to send him that direction. Alright? He's coming outside to inside crescent kick. Boom! Now I've set myself to land that I can go to this door. Alright? So if I can get to this door, I have a possibility of escape. Unless the jerk's pretty fast and he gets up and catches me and begins to commence to throw me an ass whooping. Which is why I said a good run is better than a bad stand. Guys coming at me, sidestep, sidestep. I can dance around him. But this is not going to be as effective as you think because I might wind up dancing into him. So if I sidestep, boom, I want to throw a knee. Sidestep, I want to throw a knee. And when I throw my knee, I want to bring that damn thing around as much as I possibly can. Elbows are not going to happen. Elbows are going to happen the other way. They're not going to happen this way. You be quiet. You just went to the bathroom. Zip it. You're ruining my video. Now you can do a jumping knee. Boom. The problem is that you don't have hands to protect yourself. And if you do a jumping knee and he blocks your knee, he's going to catch you in the face. Or the sternum. Or the throat. You're exceptionally vulnerable this way. This works great in the movies. Because you're on a team. And that team is going to protect you so that you can keep filming the movie. So when he's coming at you in the movies and you throw a side kick, you know, it's a movie. You're safe. In real fights, if you throw this side kick, boom, you need to put this foot down and haul ass. These pants do nothing for my ass. Anyway, when you are in a fight and your hands are behind your back, let's give you the basics. Let's give you the simple basics because to give you anything else would give you false hope of you being able to pull this shit off and be successful, which would cause you to probably wind up in the fucking hospital. Again, if you're in the movies, I mean, hey, it's a movie. You got a good stunt coordinator. You got a good stuntman. There's a good chance that you're going to go home tonight without having to swing by the doctor and say anything other than I might have a back spasm. I might have some shoulder pain. Take a couple of Advil, call it a day. Get up tomorrow, do it all again. Because the director's going to go home. He's going to watch the fight scene and say, you know, we can do better. So he's going to call up even better experts to fill in for the experts. And they're going to say, all right, so this is how we want this to work out. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. There was a piece of hair in my eye that I can't shake. Okay, I still can't shake it. So, we're going to go. You're going to keep this shit basic, alright? You're not going to do this because you left the ground, which makes you vulnerable. If you leave the ground while your hands are tied behind your back, it's a good chance that you're going to be on the ground. And someone's going to ground and pound the living fuck out of you in real life. Alright? But if you keep it simple, while your hands are tied behind your back, as I'm tightening these ropes right now, so that you can't see that I'm actually tightening them. Okay, so keep it basic. Front kick, boom. Front kick, boom. Turning round, boom. Turning round and touchdown, boom. So you throw it back. All right, so boom, boom. You have to understand, and that's a wedgie. You're not going to be doing much of this shit. Because as cool as it looks, it's not a very good idea. Let me explain. Here, open, open, open. Why do I keep saying open? Because you're open to the ass whooping that's going to befall you. That's what's going to happen. You're going to throw the spinning back kick. You're set. He goes under. He hits you in the crotch. He hits you in the belly. He hits you in the throat. 99 yield. No, just keep the shit real. You want to do a jumping front kick? It's not recommended. Boom. What happens if he blocks it? What happens if he catches it? What happens if he sweeps your foot after he catches it? You see why you need to keep your feet on the ground? So you want to keep it basic, you know? Side kick. Front kick. Inside to outside crescent kick. Outside to inside crescent kick. Each one of these, without that slip that I just did, are to set you up to escape. Because a good run is better than a bad stand. And any bad stand that you make can end up putting you in the hospital. So yeah, can you do martial arts with your hands tied? What do you think you were just watching for the last 7 minutes? What do you think the first episode of this was for the last 28 minutes or 22 minutes? So teacher, yeah, you can do that. Can you do knees? Yes, knees. Can you do elbows? If you're a contortionist, like Luna the Noodle, who also you should follow. If you're a contortionist like Luna. If you're a contortionist like the short-haired girl Luna the Noodle, then yeah, you probably can drop an elbow or two. But if you're like me, hip replacements are us. And if you are like me, where your hands are tied behind your back and the only thing you can do is a knee or a front kick, then that's what you need to do. But if you have to do hardcore shit, you know, outside to inside crescent kicks are best because it sets that person in a direction that you don't want to go in. So he's coming, boom. Now he's over there and you're halfway down the goddamn block. Same thing on the other side, boom. Now I screwed up because I was so over-rotated that I have to go this way because he's right there. Understand how this works. Your hands are bound. You're not defenseless. It's just you have some issues that you'll have to work through. And now I cannot untie myself. Working on it. We're going back to the front now. Yeah. Okay, we're attempting to untie me and go back to the front. Oh dear Lord. I am honestly, truly the God stuck, y'all. Yeah, this is not... There we go. That's not part of the program. But yeah, if you can see it, you can probably do it. Trying to wave at you, buddy. It's just not really recommended, you know, especially if you haven't had any martial arts training. It's just not something that I myself can, in good conscience and good faith, say, yeah, go ahead and do that, you know, because shit happens, man. The first time I ever truly got messed up, and it wasn't in a fight, was when I thought I could fly. I was 5 years old. The show I watched the night before the first day of school, which means I didn't get to go to the first day of school, was called The Greatest American Hero. Shout out to William Katz. So William Katz talked to a curly-haired kid, and he was also curly-haired, and the kid said, Superman takes 3 steps, and he flies. And William Katz took 3 steps, and he flew. And just like William Katz's character, The Greatest American Hero, I crashed and burned. And here's what happened. So my overachieving genius mentality said, I bet if I leap off my mom's car, I can get higher and fly further. Now, if you think about it, for a 5-year-old, that was fucking genius. Now looking back at it at 47, I was dumb as a fucking box of rocks. Alright? So, I got on my mom's car, and I'm small, and so I took 5 giant leaps from the trunk, up the glass in the back, and off the left side of the driver's side of the car. I flew 5 feet out, 5 feet up, and then I had a 5-foot crash onto a glass bottle. Still got the scar. Had to get my first 3 stitches. And why was that? Because somebody forgot to tell me that in reality, kids can't fly. But, you know, as a martial artist, I'm not going to tell you what you can't do. I will tell you what you probably shouldn't do as we go back to wrapping our hands to finish this off with bound fighting. You know, because I like to honor my word. And, you know, I also trained bound fighting blindfoldedly. It is not the best idea I've had. I promise you, it will probably get you fucked up. So don't do that. You know. But also, you have to understand that there are limits to training. And those limits are called reality. And when you are learning a martial art, try to get this just a little bit tighter. Don't judge me. When you are learning a martial art, you must learn to be proficient. But don't get stuck with just one martial art. And most martial arts don't teach you the shit that I'm going to show you. Because most motherfuckers don't know the shit that I know. Alright. So at 47, you know, you've learned a lot, and experience will be your best teacher. In fact, experience will probably be the only true teacher that you have. Alright, so let's get that completely understood. Now, as I review everything from tape or video 1 for YouTube, Instagram, you've been here, so it's not much you need to really know. Except for, again, your hands have become one hand. They have become a cohesive unit, so you're not going to use the fucking snake. You're not going to use mantis or tiger. Not that you can't, but it's no point. Your hands are bound. And for those specific animals that I just spoke of, their hands need to be freer than this little bit there. Not that you can't go into mantis. Not that you can't go into tiger or dragon. You can still go into beginning forms of that. But again, kind of pointless. Your hands are tied. Yeah. So you need to keep the shit basic and real. First, your hands are becoming one hand. Not literally, but metaphorically. So did you understand your high block, your medium block, your low block, your high block, your medium with leg, and your low block? Alright? Same thing on the left as you do on the right. High, medium, low, high, medium, low. Now, once you get those things established, you're going to be in good shape because a great offense is a great defense. However, you have to be ready to counter-strike your opponent when you are being struck. So if they're throwing a punch and you want to use Kung Fu and you block to the outside and you pull, you turn a karate knee as versus a Kung Fu knee. Why? Because you're going to go back to Kung Fu, but this knee is more powerful in its strike versus this knee when you've already gotten the opponent way too fucking far away from you. This is the only option you have because it's the closest knee. So technically it would still be a karate knee, but it would also be a Kung Fu knee because you got it to the outside of your opponent and then you tuck in. Okay, let me break that down for y'all because a lot of people don't understand how this works. For most Kung Fu, the trick is to be more effective, I need to be on your outside. So I'm basically fighting you backwards. Alright? So if you see where I'm standing, I wish I could freeze myself right now. If you see, if I'm standing here, my job to fight you is I'm going to be on the outside of your arm. Every move you make, I'm outside of you. Which means the only way that you can really do something with me is that you have to cross your own body. So if I throw a punch this way and you're over here, I have to come back this way or come back this way. I have already given up the advantage the second that you got to the outside of me. Because if I throw a punch and you step out, boom, 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 I'm getting kicked in the gut. If I'm getting kicked in the gut, and when I finally bend over and you grab me, boom, that knee, I'm done. It also depends on how tough my stomach is. If I'm taking like mad shots to the gut and it's not phasing me, you're going to need to do something else. So if you're like, boom, 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 and I'm not going down, I'm just eating that shit, you got to grab me and try to take a knee to the face. You're going to have to find some part of me that's not going to be tough enough to take those kicks. Which generally, that knee to the face is probably going to do it. But I'm actually stronger in the face than I am in the gut. I would much rather take one to the face than take one to the gut. That's just me. That's just me. I know that I can take one to the face a lot better than I can take one to the gut. I'm out of shape. I'll admit it. I'm honest. I am completely out of shape. I'm not in military shape. I'm not in fighting shape. But that does not mean I can't win the fight. It just means I'm not in fucking shape. Alright? Now, the thing is, you having your hands tied and getting to the outside of me has put you at the tactical advantage. It's put me at the tactical disadvantage because I didn't think for a New York minute that because your hands were tied that I could actually do something to you. Underestimating your enemy is the first thing that's going to wind up getting you fucked up. Now, if they're coming and they're boxing you and you still want to get to the outside, if they're throwing left jabs first, as most people generally do, unless they're southpaw, they're throwing left jabs, block, I've got you to the outside, pull. Now, I got options. Kung Fu knee, Karate knee. Now, for me, I'm small, so when I get you here and I pull, this knee's right there. My primary target is from your belly to any side of your body that's closest to me. So, if I pull you and I just bring this knee up, anything right here is a target. Where if I use the karate knee and I pull you, so I blocked and I'm pulling. When I pull you and I turn that hip and roll that sumbitch in, I'm mostly going for your gut and your sternum. And the reason for that is most people are either soft right up in here, where you take a sip of water after this video. Where that water stops is where you don't want to get hit, i.e. Kempo and pressure points work. Anybody got a problem with that? Go take Kempo. Let them do it right, and you will know that pressure points work, pain and compliance works. So, I'm not going to fight anybody who doesn't believe in Kempo. I'm just going to let you know, my Kempo is going to fuck you up. Alright? You're going to be dumb enough to let me hit you in your sternum, you're going to stop breathing. Alright? So, I'm going to hit you in your sternum because everything is right here. Your belly, your liver, your lungs, all that shit's right here, center mass. That's where I'm going to do my best to knee you if I do a karate knee. So I block, I'm pulling, and I'm turning that knee. And I'm rotating that hip as I turn the knee. This hip doesn't work anymore, so I have to do everything in my power to get that shit there. Let's not forget my hands are still tied. So I have to get you there, and I have to get bit there at the same time. So you threw a left jab, boom, boom. That works for me. You threw a left jab, boom, boom. That works for me too. Now, since you're hunched over either way, I have to have a follow-through. I have to have a way to finish this shit off before you have backup come or before you recover. Henceforth, an elbow or an elbow, I'm going to use an elbow. I'm going to hit you in the base of your neck where your three big neck bones meet your entire spinal cord. Okay? I'm going to make sure that I put you in a place where I am in control. If I can unconsciously put your ass under, then I win. I also can escape. I can get my hands undone. I can find something I can use to protect myself from you in case you recover before I can get past the door. You have to understand that a fighting situation changes secondly. It doesn't change by minute. It changes secondly and it changes by opponent. So if you have an opponent who has a better fighting mentality than you, you have a fucking problem. Which means you need to be as brutal as possible. I'm sorry. I just pissed off 1,000 martial artists by telling you you need to be as brutal as possible. But the problem is, for those martial artists that I just pissed off, your hands are fucking tied. So if you're not as brutal as possible, the person that you are fighting is going to be brutal to you. So, left jab. I step to his left. I have blocked it. I am pulling. I am throwing a karate knee. He bends over. I'm going to elbow him with the elbow that is closest, which would be a Kung Fu elbow, unless I wanted to get nasty and go here. Now going from here, because I use this leg and this elbow, I'm putting more power behind it versus putting more directness by going from karate back to kung fu. So kung fu, let's review. Kung fu review. He's throwing a left. I block, I pull, closest target. Kung fu is about precision and direction versus power. So I blocked, I pulled the knee. He comes into the knee. Now from here, I got that elbow. It's not going to be that effective because it's just direct. But if I wanted to be effective, I would change up from a kung fu elbow to a karate elbow. So again, he throws a left, I step to the outside. I block, I pull, I elbow after the knee. You see the knee, so there's the elbow. There's kung fu. Now I'm going to do kung fu and karate. Kung fu knee, karate elbow. I'm going to explain that. He throws a right, but he throws a left. I block, I pull, kung fu, and then elbow. Now the reason why the elbow I use, we'll go back to that, is because it's going to have more momentum versus this elbow, which is right there. And remember, karate is more about power than precision. Alright? So now we're going to do it karate knee, kung fu elbow. Okay? So, he throws it left. I block. I pull. I throw my karate knee. And then I use my kung fu elbow because it's right there. Now, technically, that was the karate elbow in case you were paying attention. So let's rewind that. I block. I pull. Karate knee. Kung fu elbow. Why kung fu elbow is the closest one? Because that is the precision movement. Where if I wanted to do the karate elbow, which I bloopered on and did first, that would have been the other elbow. I understand. If you're in class right now and you have a teacher that's going opposite knee, opposite elbow, they are teaching you how to combine your karate and kung fu together. They may not know that they're doing that, but they are doing that. In Taekwondo, Master Ennis used to do that, and he said that it would be best to learn how to combine opposite with opposite because your opposites are powerful. Understand, if I knee you with a left knee and I elbow you in the right, I have switched the momentum from high and low. Okay? The knee was low, boom, elbow. Because I switched bodies, positions. I turn, bam, you're hinched over, bam. Now, the torque in my body in that elbow is going to be more powerful than no torque in just an elbow. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I hope someone here on Instagram is understanding what I'm doing. Alright? So because this dog's going to ruin this video, we're gonna hurry up and wrap this shit up. Plus my battery's probably going to die on this phone. So, and I'll be back on with another prep show when I get into the spider suit at 11. Alright. So, again, there's only a minor difference between karate and kung fu. Minor differences. And they're very, very unnoticeable. Alright? To an untrained eye, they're super unnoticeable. To the trained eye, they are very noticeable. Again, he throws a left punch. Boom! I have blocked and I have pulled. I short elbow him. That's kung fu. Alright? I block, I pull, and I double clothesline him. That's more like wrestling, but it's more karate. Alright? Now if I block and I short elbow him and I pull him again and bring up this knee, that's kung fu. So if I block and I elbow and I pull this knee, that's karate. And then I kung fu elbow him, but I should have karate elbowed him instead. Again, karate is about power. Kung fu is about precision. Now when you can combine both of them motherfuckers together, you have lethality. Now lethality means it's a lethal combination of the two. And it is very good to learn more than one martial art. Can you do capoeira with your hands tied? If your Jenga is great, your hands are going to be able to do that. I will make a third video, and you guys on Instagram, just hang tight. I'm going to go into that right now. Kung Fu Havoc number 2. It's 24 minutes long.